So, we're resuming where we left off. Let's see, what do we ask about? Well, I wonder. Well, we inquire about her deafness. Maybe she'll teach us sign language. She's so interesting. I kind of asked her about her. I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? I can't go with any nails tasks, so I just took some of my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune signed back and forth very animated. Showed sounds nice to me, but Misha, how does he translate that? Maybe they're talking about some secret girl stuff or something. Notice the conversation inside is not enough to fill a silence. We arrived in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed earlier is slumped over her desk in the last row. She jumps hello when Misha crashes in their room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. Actually, I'm curious. Darn, I was hoping oh wait, no, I can advance it with spacebar. Hooray! I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with the other students, and finally, the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. It shouldn't be this tired, my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time I spent in the hospital that's made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. I mean, to be fair, he's been through a lot. He barely survived. Before long, the final bell rings. The school is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of... Oh, beside me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. Their own building? Wow. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell outside, with the girls pointing out the other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all of the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office on the first floor. You'll be fine here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door is, on the left, is a green cross with the text, head nurse, and a nameplate. Oh hey, it's a green cross and a red cross. Interesting. That's actually a very accurate detail, but surprising. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Oh hey, is he me? Hello there, what can I do for you today? He's young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who's heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse like everyone else. Of course, I check out my confusion and realize I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly, like a lot of doctors. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up, and with revelation he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and a related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? Why is this music so jazzy? I mean, I love the jazzy music, and what? What is that on the... What is that desktop? Anyway, He gestures to me to sit down and make an armchair in front of his desk. Yeah. Good, well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. I'm not as good at his voice as I am with other voices. There's always someone from our staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if it's a problem. And the famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place and left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just it's really weird to have so many medical people at school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now let me just find your file again. While he searches for something for his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging from all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you have any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I've played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. Well, I can reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick the ball around. I guess I never really did it out of burning passion for a sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? That actually is the thing, by the way. You know, just so you know. There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances over me at me over his papers, with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe. There is a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before, but you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I ushered out before I even realized it. A quick visit indeed. I'm standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does it make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The wariness in me only grows as I trudge toward the dorms. It's a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel, because I hadn't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick, just like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fetch out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Well, that's ironic. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside room is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the walls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from before the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. And I'll use that as an excuse to take a sip of tea. I learned from the last episode that I gotta keep my throat wet, otherwise I'm gonna hurt afterwards. This is a lot of voice acting. Hello? Is anyone home? We're inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled... what was I even trying to say there? That wasn't right. A bespectacled boy is standing in the hallway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Oh hey, I know that feeling. Now, okay, we need a voice for him. No, I will not use that voice. That is a bad voice. Not only will that eat my throat, it's gonna make him sound weird. From the tiny bits of him I know. And that I think he's involved in one of the, bad endings. Who is it? Blind? At least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? Well, you see... He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic? Sao Nakai, I'm moving to the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in smiling greeting, almost straight into my diaphragm.
Oh, subdued, the name's Kenji.
Ah, hi. Well, I've given him that voice. I really shouldn't have given that voice. But it's his voice now. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome.
There are some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier.
It's probably my parents.
Your parents, you sure? 'Cause they could have been some other people, too. You can't judge a book by its cover.
So my understanding is he is very paranoid. And tied to a bad ending. You can probably see where that's going. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures.
You're a brave man, Hisao. Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. I only trust the only one I trust is myself.
Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? You think about this for a while.
A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Probably. What you look like? I hope not too smart.
He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it.
Never mind, it doesn't matter.
With that, he turns, flips around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood. Ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal, just like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes already. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Ki-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kinda hoped I would have. Then it would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie back down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The rest of the urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming. And for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow. So I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go and borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. For now... The balls of medication is neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick one up and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Oh hey, I know that feeling. Wait, how did I teleport the mouse cursor to the middle of the screen? Sorry about that. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent a little, but what choice do I have? With this sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness as the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Katawa Shoujo. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against a light gray ceiling. I'd forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. Oh? This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the 3rd room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Wow, this really does hit home in some ways. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from its foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes out for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. What does pass for normal anyway? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after class yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains in my mind, so I decide to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I want to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser or pencil down so the top is perfect and evenly flat. Sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you want from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hee-chan. My first thought is that she means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative? Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone's encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events, like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with that. Doing whatever. Yes, so you actually transferred at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Nisha freezes. I don't know, Hee-chan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind the festival will inevitably change with time. Now, It's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. The teacher clears his throat very loudly. Batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton, he shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though, brushing it off without a care. We're in the middle of class and should probably start working. That's right, Shi-chan! What? That's right! Hi-chan! Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchange between them. Misha's tone has changed, although it does at every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune looked at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flares in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long, dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl, go, why doesn't he say anything? Hi-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as easy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought we'd go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Okay, Hi-chan. Perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I had the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hi-chan. Impossible. Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha's always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand that her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune? I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me. But it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? Well, no, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize in line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She glances at me. She stares at me as if surprised I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes were. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hi-chan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hi-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence, my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Shizune pushes her glasses up, the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? A cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't really find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in the classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where she left off earlier. So, Hi-chan, you want to know about our clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, Hi-chan. Well, it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hi-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, I guess, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow teams, players, or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shi-chan? Right, but it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hi-chan, it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hi-chan, does this mean you don't have anything already in mind? Not really? Good, great! That's great, Hi-chan, really great! Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hi-chan, other than the clubs and coming festival, there's one other thing. Student council! I see, I didn't know this school had a student council. Well, it's a very melodramatic setup, though just to tell me about that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion, in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Right. Hi-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They can use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we can hang out every day, Hi-chan. Shi-chan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shi-chan is president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not be exactly the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to me. To Misha. We can't read sign language yet. I'm kind of curious if we'll learn it eventually. That'd be cool. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council, and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to. So you're admitting that? No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hi-chan, of course it'd be nice if you joined, and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in working as one school. Yep, it's true, Hi-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hi-chan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or is just really good at acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look at their cutest, although they were hardly pretty cute to begin with. Well, show it sell then. Welcome to the student council, Hi-chan. What? No! Oh, see, Shi-chan? Of course you wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right, though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh, well. Shi-chan knows me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. An aggressive glint returns to her eyes. What? That's interesting, Hi-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hi-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Aw, why not? Because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal. Just get me to join the student council, alright? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal, but what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. Hi-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and we pull something like, so, this generous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to return for hurting a young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle. Oh, I know this. And then you shoot past goalposts that the other players make with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's all a form of competition between two people, Hi-chan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hi-chan. It means the game that really separates the boys from the men. Or like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, it's true. How do you know, Hi-chan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit so readily. I wouldn't say I'm happy with their attempts to get me to join the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anyone who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hi-chan, how at risk? The game of world domination. Oh, yeah, I know that one. I'm gonna be saying that a lot this video, aren't I? I don't know what that is, but I do. It's really funny, Hi-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can do so after school. Yeah, really, Shi-chan? You just play for fun, Shi-chan? Shi-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no strings attached. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Let's see after school in the student council room then, Hi-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I agree to tell him how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Oh, she's back. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a little disturbed. Enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. It's for the escort! This does make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hi-chan? That's right, we're just going to go play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play a game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason it just seems like it'd be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is the simplest, turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, Hi-chan. Shi-chan says that when her life was threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression is unchanging. Misha signs something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that! I know you heard me! You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large. Maybe a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side, as well as extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables, the room doesn't really have much else to offer, just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. I could at least put a potted plant in here or something. The most noticeable thing is the room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's about right. Before I manage to ask why this case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hi-chan, let's play some Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to! Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. Well, Misha's talking. Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, it looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks into my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Shi-chan wants you to know that you are taking way too long to make a move. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game a bit too much. Anyway, no! Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit, and she would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes for Shizune, who in turn signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temple as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shi-chan. Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes were shine with childlike mischief. That was adorable. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this, so, no you won't. Okay, and that's where I'm going to call this episode here. Seems like a good episode length about once every choice or two, which is cool. I'm having a lot of fun, but bye for now. If you want to check out the game, you can look at the link below.